A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? Today we are traveling from Nairobi to Mombasa, and I promise you, along the way, I will give you the better views I can from the wild animals, domestic animals, bridges, trees, mountains, name them. So, travel with me in this journey, and let's enjoy it together as we fall in this adventure. You're welcome. So the journey officially begins at River Road, but we had to use some small routes to access the main road because of traffic jam. And here we find ourselves at Bellevue that connects Mombasa Road. And now the journey to Mombasa has officially begun. So let's get along and enjoy the journey together. That's Makadara railway station that connects Nairobi and other areas. And on the right, that's expressway that you're supposed to pay before using. As you can see, on the left hand side there is a lot of traffic, but in the middle expressway it's free and it runs without the traffic jam. So here is the toll station of Eastern Bypass, where they check whether you have paid your balance and all that. Let's continue with the journey. And you can see Mombasa Road has a lot of foot bridges that helps people to cross over the road. That avoids a lot of accidents. And on the left there is a lot of traffic lorries which are going to the industry either to deliver goods or to pick up goods. Still more foot bridges. And on the left, those are public transport. And this is Mlolongo, and it marks the end of the expressway, and now everyone joins the road, so everyone be equal after this. No one pays for the road. That's Signature Mall along Mombasa Road, very beautiful. And after Mlolongo you will notice that we have a lot of industries. That's the underpass that goes to Kitengela. It's some magnificent architectural buildings. You see a lot of industries after Mlolongo, some rivers and some controlled estates as well. Very beautiful view. And I noticed that there is a lot of industries after Mlolongo, upcoming ones, and some are in operation all the way to Mombasa. And this marks the end of Nairobi County, and we are now in Machakos after the Machakos Junction. And you see the beauty of hills far and beyond. Some are nearer, very beautiful, but it's so dry. The place is so dry at this point of taking this video. It received rare rain, and you can see it's sparsely populated. And this is the Kwanza City County. The program was to build a city within the city that has all the facility, and you can see that's the main entrance. And the opposite Kwanza, there are lots of groups that have come together and bought land so they can partition it. So whoever wants to buy plots of land can also buy. Along the way, hawkers. And from a distance you can see the old SGR and the new railway line running concurrently up to Mombasa, all the way from Nairobi to Mombasa. The old is the upper one, that's SGR, and the new one. Along you can see beautiful hills, and this one is very beautiful, looks like more of Maram. Lorries and our police, traffic police, of course they have to greet the driver, handshake. Along the way you can see a lot of hawkers, fruits mostly, and vegetables, oranges, we have the onions and tomatoes as well. You can see these are some of the crops that are produced locally, and as you can see, SGR, the first one is heading back to Nairobi. That one is carrying passengers. And this is the famous Loitoktok Emali Highway. That road goes up all the way up to Tanzania, and on the left up to Mombasa. So for us, we are going to Mombasa. Number of cattle being headed along the road. Some landslide on the hill, and the road is so clear, no traffic. As you can see, donkeys are jumping around and playing around. Very beautiful animals to see. Donkeys moving freely. And that's the famous Nana Coastal that has a lot of branches in Kenya. Well, they are doing a good job, and policemen, after every few kilometers you find them on the road, and they have to greet the bird. And as you can see, it's so green. It has been raining at the time of shooting this video in December. It's been raining, so along the way it's very green with a stone kind of a mountains along the way. Very beautiful scenes to watch. Hope you're enjoying this journey, and kindly you can support by subscribing, liking and commenting. And as you can see, there is a big sisal farm. Sisal grows in areas which receives less rainfall, especially this one. Over a period of time in a year, it receives less rainfall. That's why they do so well from here. It's so big. And the baobab tree in this area are so green because it's raining. As you can see, they're unlike the Mombasa ones, which are so dry because there is no rain in Mombasa, and it's been driving badly on the road, getting pulled. That's so common with the big trucks in Kenya cutting across the small cars. And here we are at Mtito, Andei. This is where you get the restaurants, eateries and the breaks if you want toilets. You can see we have the crafts being sold there. We have the women mosque. We have the hotel and restaurant there. And on the right hand side, we have the men's mosque. And adjacent to it, there is a ladies' washrooms and men's washrooms. So it's a stopover for some few minutes if you want to eat and to go to the toilet there. Here we begin the journey along the Tsavo National Park. It's a reserve park, and you can see the elephants grazing along the road, and they don't fear. Very aggressive animal. You can have a clear view. That's the beauty of traveling along this highway during daytime. I wanted to travel during daytime so that I can show you the clearer view of all the way, because traveling at night you can't capture such animals very brightly, or you might end up losing the view. But daytime, you'll have time to see a lot. That's why I love traveling daytime, so that I can give you a real picture of the situation. Still in Tsavo, you can see some an elephant is still there, and the second SGR cargo one, that one is carrying containers to Nairobi. And far beyond, there is a very big plateau, and it's the famous Yatta Plateau. And we are here now at Man-Eater. This is where lions roam freely, and it's so known for having eaten a lot of people during the railway construction. That was in 1900. That ate a lot of people. That's the railway station that runs from Mombasa all the way to Uganda. It connects the two countries. It's a very risky place to move. A lot of workers and Indians were eaten. That was in the year 1900. As you can see, another SGR coming along. Is carrying a lot of containers as well. I think by this, a lot of drivers lost jobs. The big trucks, because the SGR can carry a lot of containers, as you can see, and that's just one, and a lot will be passing as we'll be heading to Mombasa, I believe so. And as you can see, the wild animals, the monkeys around, roaming freely along the road. And if you notice, it's fenced. The SGR is fenced simply to prevent the animals from being knocked by the train. That's why it's electrically fenced. Another SGR here, I don't know this one is carrying what kind of a cargo still. the journey still continues. The view is viewing. So let's keep along and watch together. So massive and so big. I don't know what kind of cargo it carries. We got a very good drive and a very good car. So the journey went on so smoothly. Those are Taita hills, very beautiful. As you can see, zebras grazing along the road. And that's the junction to the Voi town. It's a town on the hill, very beautiful, as you can see. Voi town, which is in Taita. Very beautifully seen. And that's the Voi train station. And another SGR. Now this one carries passengers again. The first one we met carried passengers, and this the second one, it also carries passengers. Along here you can see the bag of charcoals being sold. Part of a myth that at times you might not find the seller, but they're there. And here we met a caravan of camel of over 300. I don't know who owns them, but a caravan of over 300 camels. Another SGR that carries containers. And when nearing Mombasa, we are welcomed by pollution from this industry. A lot of pollution. I don't know it manufactures what, but there is a lot of pollution coming from that industry. And now that's the Dongokundu highway, as you can see. And soil prevention, because there was a lot of landslide along this area. As you can see, the journey still goes. The SGR cut across the main highway. And on the right, as you can see, the ocean. Though it's at night now, it can't be seen so well. But I'll try and give you the best views I can. Well lit tunnel that's heading to Mombasa still. And the ferry, as you can see, there is a dock there. A lot of ships and ferry. That's the dock and the port, Mombasa port, where mostly all the long vehicles are going to pick up the containers to deliver them in various destinations, countries, both locally and internationally. Like it supplies Congo, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Ethiopia. And that's now the SGR again at night, carrying passengers. Looks so beautiful. As we are now entering Mombasa. Looks so beautiful. And now that's now the Mombasa roundabout, main roundabout, and you're heading to town, and we are finally in Mombasa. So members, kindly subscribe, like and comment, share. Your one subscription matters a lot. Thank you so much, and expect more. Keep tuned in. Bye. Finally, Mombasa city we have reached.